What's up, my people? Welcome to my Starfield tutorial, meant for people that are just starting on Starfield and don't know exactly what to do with some of the basic things that Bethesda left out of there's no tutorials, there's no how-to. There is a small help menu, but it doesn't cover everything. And so anyway, before we get into that, I just want to give a quick 30-second review or something like that, and then move into character building, which I'll also keep brief. I love this game. I play it over and over and over again. I have like 500 hours on it. I've gone to level 90 once, 70 two other times, 2 or 3 other times, something like that. And I did New Game Plus on all my characters 6 times. And I find this a great game, but in my first week playing it, I went immediately from this is my favorite game in the world to I hate Bethesda and I want to throw this garbage where it belongs and have nothing to do with it. So a couple things are that I don't like about this game is there are incredibly boring dialogue options. Your followers can be super annoying, and there are a lot of weird little glitches, like the one where I got up to level 90. I had an asteroid stuck to my ship, and then I had all my workstations for research and creation and stuff glitched out, and I couldn't use them. So this game has a lot of shortcomings as far as like comparing it to Fallout 4. There's no comparison, even though Fallout 4 was a glitchy mess that would crash all the time on you. It was a very complete game with just a ton of directions you could go, lots of dialogue options, and good storyline stuff. This kind of misses the point on that, although you can find a good amount of good storyline stuff. It's just doesn't really compare to their previous games in that aspect. That being said, I think it's really replayable for me, and I enjoy it. So let's get into just a quick version of character building.
Snap out of it.
It's not important what you pick at the beginning, as far as your.
Hey, come on. Okay.
No, not that.
You were out cold.
You're
No
preset
physical
with your three
damage.
skills
Mentally, the
because it's
jury's still
basically
out.
like having just 3 skill points that you start with. It's not like any of their previous games where it makes a huge, blaring difference. Light armor, heavy armor, all that stuff. So let's just skip all this and go over to here. I like Bounty Hunter. Long Hauler's okay. And then I think Cyberneticist is the one I ran last time. And is the one you might see me running on the character that I'm going to be demonstrating with. And then Soldier and File Not Found. The reason why, I'll just go real quick over the ones, the skills, the background traits that are in here. Background traits. Wellness is super helpful to have that little bit extra health. Actually, does seem to make a pretty big difference. Especially, you're actually going to get a little bit more out of your healing items by doing that. Ballistics is great because I tried using laser weapons. It wasn't super great. It just seemed kind of fluffy compared to guns with bullets. Piloting is super important all through the game, beginning to the end. It's one of those things you want to put points in right away, so I highly recommend that. Fitness is actually a pretty decent skill. I don't know. I don't really focus on it, but it's something I just started putting points into on this next one. I forget what the level 4 skill is on it, but I think it was pretty good. Like, you get more oxygen regen or something like that. Ballistics again, and then boost pack training is your ability to use your boost pack. If you don't have 1 point into that, then you can't do that little extra jump with the boost pack. So that's why that's pretty good. I took Cyberneticist because I wanted to try laser weapons, and I thought it would be good to have a point immediately into that. And like I say, it's kind of fluffy, whatever. So far, I'm not convinced on lasers, but I will try it more later. It's just the ammunition for the guns that you get right away in lasers just is very hard to find. Like I go to my stores where I'm normally going to buy ammo, and there isn't a whole lot of the 3 kilovolt whatever ammo. So that was my biggest complaint, honestly. And then medicine's really good. Obviously, being able to heal yourself better, getting more out of your healing items is going to be super helpful. And security is lockpicking, which is actually kind of pointless. You can go through the whole game without lockpicking. Any doors or whatever that you can open with lockpicking, I've noticed, don't really give you anything that special. So you can either do it or not do it. It's kind of wasted points. So yeah, I guess I probably wouldn't go with Cyberneticist now that I've done this stuff. And Bounty Hunter piloting. Targeting is a really good one to have right away because you can knock down people's engines. So if you're trying to do like a lot of space combat and boarding ships, you're going to want that. If that's your plan to do right away, is go either pirating or bounty hunting. This is totally the one you need to take. All right, so moving on to traits. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I'm not going to go over everything. You're going to spend most of your time on a planet. Most of your battles are on planets. They're not in space. So spaced is pointless. Health and oxygen are increased when in space. Yeah, I would never, ever, ever take that. Unless maybe I'm going to be a bounty hunter and I'm just going to live my whole life in space and I'm trying to be a mole in space, then I would take that. So Terra Firma is a pretty good one. Wanted is a really good one. I'm starting at the bottom, by the way, in case anyone didn't notice that. Wanted is awesome because you're going to get more opportunities to fight people and take their items to go take them and sell them. So I took Wanted. I think I might have taken Terra Firma. And then where's one? Taskmaster. This is one of the best ones too. Occasionally, if your crew trained in certain ship system, occasionally, if you have crew trained in certain ship systems, that system will automatically repair itself to full health whenever it is damaged below 50%. However, all crew cost twice as much to hire. I think this is the best one in the game because when it comes down to it, one of the hardest things, at least for me, is the space battles when they start getting really tough. And I play on very hard all the time because I'm trying to get that better loot, which barely exists in this game from picking it up off of people. So anyway, that's a really good one. I like it a lot. So I'll just hit finish, set background. Yeah, whatever.
Bet you were expecting.
So the next couple. Oh, did it crash? No, it didn't crash. That's good. Next couple things I want to go over are space travel and quick travel kind of stuff, and then we're going to go over to loot management and talking about depositing the ship or followers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so travel. Let's say I want to go here. Okay, well, it's way out of range. So what I have to do is see where the white line is. I'm going to have to travel to that first, and then to the next one, and then the next one manual. I'll show you what that looks like for me anyway. See, and it's the one that's marked, so not Volo. I'm going to go to Narion because it's got that little two triangle vertical, like a north-south triangle thing there. So jump there. And then I'm gonna go to my I guess I did that a little fast. Okay, so I go to my missions and then press X on that, and that shows again to go to Olympus. And this is a little confusing to me still. Like, I think it's a mix of a couple things. One, I don't have
civilian transport to unknown vessel. Please advise.
I don't have a whole bunch of points into, or I haven't bought like a huge fuel capacity or a jump drive or anything like that. I just have pretty much a base ship that is pretty much unaltered, so I can't jump super far. Also, I haven't been through this section of space, which is part of why, like, none of these, I don't think I've been to any of these planets. It's hard to tell. But anyway, so I think that's part of why it's going to take so long to get there. Whereas, if I had already been to this place, and it already had, it had already been lit up that I had been there before, like, let's see if there's an example. There isn't yet, because I'm only level 15, and this is my crush it. So let's go over here now. Well, anyway, let's say there's a place that you've already been. A lot of times you can just click on it, and this is another weird thing in this. Sometimes it'll let you go into the system and see what's in that system, and other times it absolutely will not let you go in for some reason. Yeah, and like it's not gonna let me do that. So let's see, maybe if I take the mission off and then try to go into Alpha Centauri, will it do it then? Okay, see, okay, now I'm actually teaching myself something here. So anyway, even if you're super far away, I've been there before. Like, let's say I'm halfway across space and I want to go to Jemison for some god-awful reason, then I can click on this and I will be able to travel to it, I think. That's my normal experience, even if I'm like halfway across the Starfield. If you've already been somewhere and there's already a route that you can take, you can just jump right to it. But like, for instance, this current situation of me trying to go to this mission, it's far away, I've never been there, so I'm going to have to do this planet hopping thing. Okay, so that pretty much goes over travel. It's a little funky sometimes. Also, in the very beginning, when you're level like 2 or whatever, sometimes you'll just be kind of stuck in a mission, you can't go anywhere. But if you follow these steps, unless it says you can't travel or whatever because you're not allowed to, then you should be able to do what I'm telling you to do right here. Okay, so by the way, I only ever do 3 saves. Yeah, it auto-saved for me, which I need to turn off for this. So even though I've got this one saved just for tutorial purposes, I'm only doing 3 total saves. And that's just, it might be superstition or something, but when I'm playing Bethesda games, this has always been a rule of mine, of keep it under 4 to 3 saves. That way, I don't know, for some reason I think the game gets a little glitchy, buggy sometimes. The other thing I do is I save often. If you start to see your screen hop around a lot, especially in highly populated areas, I'll immediately save out of habit from my Fallout 4 playing time. Just because it'll normally continue to get better, or it'll crash. So if it crashes, which I've had this game crash on me a few times, normally if you save if you really think it's gonna crash and it's starting to get really skippy on you, just save and then reload the game. Like close out Starfield, exit it completely out, and then reload it. Okay, so let me pause while I figure this out real quick here. Figured I'd skip through some of that boringness, and but at the same time, I'll show you what I'm doing. Just planet hopping.
I miss my dear dog.
And one more.
London, you Atlantis. As I wander the blackness of the deep abyss, my ship is in tatters, all dented and
We're just gonna
worn.
pretend that's totally
But I
normal.
trust my old engine to get back.
We'll get you started on the accents. Starfield. And then you can click on a planet like I just did, and then it'll bring up the planet and just jump onto it. Sometimes it'll bring up the ground map, sometimes it'll bring up the planet map. You never know. And there's a glitch. What? Oh yeah, I've run into this before. I'm gonna be there, I think. Yep, I'm landing. Normally it cuts to this animation, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I wanted to real quick go over what I loot and what I don't loot, just because I think this will help you maximize your effectiveness and waste a lot less time doing things that you don't need to be doing. Oh my goodness, potato. Oh my goodness, this gun is so not modified yet. I normally wouldn't attack this aggressively. I'd take this a little more methodically, but I just kind of want to get through this. Oh, this guy's going to be in trouble. Oh, yeah. Wait. Let's cheese this guy a little bit here. Why does it look like he's just healing? There we go. Okay, now let's help this guy. Huh.
You're not taking me out.
What?
Time to die. Oh.
I'm shooting like garbage this afternoon. Oh yeah, so looting. So I don't pick up healing items, like that's edible healing item. I only pick up, I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, I pick up spacesuits, backpacks, guns, never mind, ammo, and heals. I stay away from picking up resources generally, and like random bops and bits and things. So I'm going to pick up the spacesuit and the gun. And, like, let's see, good examples of things I'm not going to pick up. Tools. When I first started this game, I thought tools were really helpful. Like, by weight, I thought they were decent. But I'm not, you know, I'm going to basically show you as I go through here. There's a lot of stuff I don't pick up. Pack, yes. Another gun. But yeah, that's pretty much the rule. I'm going to pick up, again, armor, ammo. I'll pick up throwables like grenades and landmines. There's a cred stick. That's just money, so no hurry in picking that up. Meds, always. Meds are like priority pickup. But then like everything else in this room. Also, you'll see a lot of these gray cabinets. Let's see if there are any in here. No, that's right. I'm on the wrong side of the building to enter this one, I think. We talked. Sometimes spacers will be really weird, or enemies will, and they'll be like, they'll talk to you first, try to discourage you, like very randomly try to discourage you from coming and attacking or whatever. It's very strange. Nah, we're not going to see any cabinets like that here, so it's just, yeah, I'll take the autosave, and then we'll go, let's see. Buy and sell. So let's just turn that off real quick. When I buy and sell stuff, I go to volley. And it looks like vol 2, but everyone pronounces it volley in the game, so I'm just going with it. Who am I to tell them different? So this is grayed out as if I can't go there. What's up with that? Am I in the middle of an action or something? Oh, it's because I'm waiting. Oh yeah, so every time you enter certain systems, they'll scan you, and you have to do the scan before you can land. That is actually an important thing to mention here. Okay, now I can go to Neo. Let me just back out and show you one more time. This is Volley 2 to the right of Olympus. Here's like the area where you're gonna start the game. Basically, is like Sol Alpha Centauri, I think, somewhere around over there, and this is just over to the right. So go to Volley, or yeah, Vol 2, Volley. My brain still thinks it's Vol 2, and then go to Vol 2 Alpha, go to Neon, and then once you've already been here once, when you click on this, it'll just take you right into the city, and you can do your buying and selling. There are like 7 or 8 shops here that are all right next to each other. So you start in the center of the city right here, and there are 2 sides to it. Here's Trade Authority. He has the most amount of money, normally with like 12,000 credits or something. Here's Neon Tactical, the guy that deals with only guns. He also has a higher amount of credits than most other people. And then Mining League will also buy and sell with you everything. And then Duels Goods will buy and sell everything. C-Cards will buy and sell everything. You can buy meds here. And then the Emporium doesn't have a whole lot of credits, but that's another place to buy and sell stuff. So this is a great place if you just need to unload your loot. I highly recommend coming here, and then if you need to, just pick a bench. Let's say you have so much loot to sell that they don't have any money left because you just sold all your stuff to them and now they're run dry, you just wait 24 hours and then wait another 14. I might not have that number exactly right, but that's what I do. Because I think I did 24 and then I did 10 once and it wasn't enough. So I just do 24 and then 14 for a total of 38 or whatever it is. 48? 38, doesn't matter. And then they'll all be replenished and you can get your get the rest of your stuff sold. This guy is also a really handy guy for buying guns from sometimes. I bought my Beowulf at level 16 from him. Once you hit level 16-ish, it unlocks... Where is it, Beowulf? Oh, it's funny, he's not going to have one this time now. There's one. Unlocks the Beowulf. Here's a... I don't recommend the fully automatic, though, because you get so much more out of just... Here's...
Alright.
Here's my base Beowulf with nothing... I don't think... Yeah, no attachments. But it's single fire. So it does 61 damage per bullet. Whereas his automatic one there does like 22... And I think the fire rate was 150, so maybe the damage per second was a little higher, but that's not what I'm looking for. It's just not the way I play these games.
You're in.
I'm trying to get the most of it out of everything that I can, generally speaking. Also, the ammunition for these guns is extremely cheap compared to others. It's only 9 credits per round with the 7.77. And as you can see, that is unbelievably cheaper. Like the next tier up is 25 credits per. So you're less than half the price of the cheapest other ammunitions. One of the other popular ones are the 6.5s. This one goes into the big sniper rifle. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. And then this one is the 6.5 that goes into the little SMG you saw me using earlier. And that's fine. I think it does a little bit more damage. But for what I get out of it, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. So that's always my goal. Unless I can find something else that suits me better. But I've used just about every gun in the game, I think. And for me, the Beowulf is
Doors over that way.
Super key. When you first get it, and I know I'm going off on the Beowulf, this was planned. I wanted to go over guns and buying and selling, and then get into the Beowulf specifically. The accuracy isn't super high when you first get it, and the iron sights aren't the best for rapid fire. But as soon as you start getting it upgraded, it's just an excellent gun. And let me show you this thing over here. Medicine. So the last rank of medicine is you have to rank up medicine before you can do weapon engineering. So the last rank of medicine is use 100 healing items. So what I do is once I hit once I have the 3rd rank of medicine, I go in and buy like 100 heals, and then just go find something that's gonna hit me over and over and over again, and then use those heals. And it might seem like a waste of money to some people, but that gets you quickly to where now you can put points in weapon engineering, which is the next thing basically the next thing or one of the next things I'm working on this playthrough. Yeah, so let's see, where are we at? Oh, we should talk about followers. Let me go grab a follower, 1 second. Okay, like we talked about before, I don't have a mission selected. I'm thinking of going somewhere out of my fuel range over to Alpha Centauri. So since I've been there, I'm going to be able to go right in there, even though it shows the path as red. Go into Jemison. Go to the lodge and land. So this is one of my complaints about this game. Sometimes your companions want to just talk to you about stuff.
I find that to be rather surprising. According to what I've heard, your body absorbs.
It'd be okay.
We're dealing
For
with
me, it doesn't
something
have anything
unknown
to
to
do with
modern science.
For sure.
Who knows how this
For
encounter
other
has
people,
affected
it
your
must,
body?
but for me, it absolutely does not. So I'm gonna just pause the video through this.
Pulled it from the rock.
So Sarah wants to talk to me again after that last thing.
How did you?
Because sometimes they just have so many
Your energy.
things
I shouldn't
on
be
their
surprised.
mind, stuck
The
in their head.
artifacts
They
aren't.
just have to talk to you. So I'm gonna spend the next
True. The
5
artifacts are
minutes
so different.
lost of my life just because
Agreed.
this
Unfortunately, there's no way that I
freaking
know of
dialogue.
to reply. And
Okay, so after 3 minutes of whatever,
yeah, want to see what I'm
let me
carrying?
show you what you can do with her real quick, or any other follower that's like an actual follower. I don't know if you can do this with ship crew that you rent at the bar or whatever. Let's see. So you press left bumper to go over to your stuff. Let's see if she'll take my gun. Of course she will. And then I can equip it. And now, if I pull out my gun, she'll pull out her gun. And she's got my Beowulf now. So you can choose what they use, but
Yeah, what is it?
some people
I'd
just
be
suck
happy
with
to
certain
carry you.
guns. I've put all kinds of different weapons on Sarah that she doesn't seem to do well with. So that's something you kind of got to play with and decide, really how much you want to mess with it. Also, here, let's give her my clothes. You can also, I should have had more stuff on me. I wanted to show you that you can give her
So
the
long.
go-go dancer suit. But you can dress them too. Yes, your followers are dolls.
Something you need?
So,
Feel free to drop some stuff into my bag.
and whenever I give a follower a weapon, I think I give them like 10 ammunition for whatever that gun is. I don't know if it's needed or not. I know you don't need to give them any more. That's just what I do out of old habit from old games. I'm not sure if you have to do that or not. Okay, so let's get into let's see, guns, followers. Okay, we only have a couple things left. Shipbuilding and the high power leveling, and then maybe we'll get into something else, but I think that's all we're going to do on this video. Okay, one second. Actually kind of helpful to know. So we're going to Hyla, my favorite power leveling place. My current favorite power leveling place. So once you get centered on Parima, it's right over here, which is a little bit easier. Otherwise, like if you're just like looking for Hyla at any other at any other point, it's kind of hard to find. Okay, did it just skip the? Wait, is it doing it? Oh, I'm so confused. No, it's not doing it. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, once you're on Paradiso, it's like right over here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go Albatani. Little hard to find highlight. It's weird. I seem to be running into either me stumbling over my own feet, or maybe little bugs and traveling on this game. Okay, one more jump to Hyla. And normally I would always check what any ship is around me, because sometimes you meet some cool people or get some storyline stuff or whatever when you check what ships are around you when you jump places. This time, I just want to cruise to my mission so I can get through this tutorial. Again, I'm playing this on very hard, and that's not for everybody. I do that because the loot's a little bit better, and I just leave it on very hard. I know I saw online some people are turning it on to very hard and then entering planets or areas, and then they turn it back to very easy so that the loot loads in very hard, but then they can fight people that are very easy. I'm not interested in that, so you won't see me doing that. No, we're going to Hyla 2, and we're going to go find a swamp. This is what I've done. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I saw the Heisenberg power leveling thing, and it just didn't look very good to me. I gave it a try one time. Literally, I've only done it once, so maybe I'm just being a jerk, but Hyla 2 seems just worlds better to me. But my first power leveling place that I really liked is the place where you find all the clones. There's a really cool story mission thing where you find some clones from centuries past on a planet, and that was my favorite power leveling place. But it seemed like after one of the updates that they lowered the spawn rates on that planet. I don't know. I'll probably do another video to go back and check on that planet and see if it's better like it was before or not.
All geared up and ready to go.
Alright, so normally I'd leave Sarah here. Sarah, go back on the ship. Oh, I have to go back on the ship to put her back on the ship. Oh, anyway, yeah. Here, let's put her back on the ship. Because she'll take experience from you, is what I think happens. Not 100% sure on that, but it seems like you get less experience if she's shooting stuff with you. Where is she? There she is.
Here. You're welcome.
More pointless
I
dialogue.
picked it up on one of...
She got me a gift. What's it gonna be?
Can handle my... Check back. What's it gonna be?
Pigment. Yeah, I always wanted pigment. Great, thanks. Can I dismiss you now, please?
Yes.
There we go.
Sure. What?
Yeah. Okay, and something else you can do is open your scanner when you get to a place like Hyla. Open your scanner and place an outpost by pressing X. Okay, close out the scanner. Somehow exit this. Okay, there we go, by holding B. And now look on the map. Now it's marked with this little hut thing. So now it's a lot easier to find Hyla in this giant field of stars. And that's what I do to mark. You can also increase the amount of bases you can start. By the way, bases are absolutely pointless. I don't use them. They are broken. And you will run into lots of glitches if you try to use bases. It looks like it's moving a little skippy, so I'm going to save. Yep, seems better now. Okay, so the reason I like this planet so much for power leveling is these useless filter fish flying things, the flocking, what is it? Flocking. Guys, easy. I'm trying to talk to people. Flocking brain blimp filter or whatever there. Anyway, you can get them to really swarm on you super hard. They don't do a lot of damage, and they seem to be a pretty good amount of experience, like per how many bullets you have to use to put them down, and how much risk they are to you. And then there are these giant praying mantis things on this planet that are also a really, really good amount of experience, but they're a little more dangerous. So since I'm only level 15, I'm pretty much probably going to avoid or be really careful. Oops, reload, not heal yourself. So I'm gonna avoid whatever with the mantis things when they come. So with these guys, you can just tear them up. They're pretty easy. They give you a great amount of experience. These giant, goofy-looking things are also not very dangerous. They give you a good amount of experience. I think at my current level, this is about the same amount of experience as any other like combatant I would be dealing with. I've noticed. Oh shit! Who's there? Oh, it's this guy. It seems like if you crouch, if you're close enough and you crouch and shoot at them or kill one of them, the rest of them will normally come over and swarm on you. But I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. Yeah, there's one. Otherwise, this is a good opportunity. I wish I had a grenade, actually. I do have a grenade. I have a ton of grenades. Oh, crap. Let's try... see if I can bring all these guys to the ground all at once. But look how many enemies I just downed, and how many are still standing. Like... and now... I think this screws these guys up and they drop and they die. I'm not really sure. I forget. They're definitely screwed up. Nah, I guess they don't die right away. No, I think they did. Maybe? Yeah, okay, so there's the praying mantis things you kind of got to watch out for. I mean, only because I'm like only level 15. This is just a little ahead of my time doing this at level 15. I should be like, I think you can level up to like level 60 or something on this planet pretty well, as far as power leveling goes. Like, past level 60 or so, it's... I don't think I was getting very high numbers, like it was taking me like, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes to do a level or something. I don't remember the exact number, but it sloughs off after that. Ow. I have incendiary armor on, so that's why it's setting them on fire. So anyway, yeah, I think I just blew through 1 or 2 levels while I was doing that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is a pretty good little power level. So it looks like 1 level, actually. Ah, hey! Be nice! I treated her like a lady! If enemies keep on hitting you, you won't be able to reload. You can, however, heal while you reload. So watch, I'm going to reload and heal at the same time and it won't interrupt the reload. Alright, let's get into just a couple more quick things. And then we'll wrap this up. Alright, so I am not a master shipbuilder on this game. I'm sure there's 1,000 different things you could do differently than what I do. Here's my little first upgrade to my ship. I put on... I like the weapons that are evenly balanced between shield damage and ship damage, just for simplicity. So I've got 8 of those guys. I got 2 down there on my cargo, or I mean on my, whatever, on this dock, what's it called? Yeah, that thing. That thing over there. Yeah, I got 2 of those on there. I got 3 up there, and then 3 over here for a total of 8. I don't have really enough power to support this. This is, again, I'm level 18 now. I've had this since, like, level 13, I think. Um, decided to do my first upgrades on the ship. It didn't really make it that much more deadly just because I don't really have enough power to run those weapons. So anyway, you go over to this guy, Ship Services. He's almost always going to be next to this thing, no matter where you are. So let's talk to this guy.
Need some work done? Sure, how about it?
Before we do that, let me just show you. There are two skills that are important to this ship stuff. One is piloting, I mentioned earlier. And a good way to blast through the piloting skill is go to this planet I'm on here. Go to the mast Jemison in Alpha Centauri. Go to the mast district, and there's a flight simulator. Let's just take you over there real quick. Show you, because this is a really handy tool. In order to blast through these levels on this, you go do the flight simulator and kill a bunch of bots, and this will work no matter what level you are or what skill level you are as a pilot in this game. You just do this, and it's it cuts through a lot
Captain,
of.
over
Nope,
here.
nope, not right now. So you got to talk to this guy. He wants to invite you into joining the Vanguard, and then he'll give you this practice area pilot simulator. So you go over here and simulate being a pilot and beat up on bots, and that will allow you to cruise through the piloting skill. The reason why you want this is on Tier 3, you can get Class B ships and Class B upgrades. You have to have a Class B power source on your ship in order to use like Class B weapons. But the sooner you get this unlocked, the sooner you can do way better things with power and weapons. And then starship design, if I remember right, this makes a big difference too for getting better modules on your ship. There are a couple other things in here, like, so since I use beam weapons, I only upgrade this. I don't have to mess with energy systems, missile weapons, any of this other junk. I just do beam systems. Yeah. So let me just bring you back to what we were doing there. So you come talk to this guy, go to modify your ship. Click X for ship builder, and now you can modify your ship. So this ship starts off like this, and you have some crappy mismatched weapons on there, and so I like to put these cannons, these beam cannons on, and one of these I like, and one of them I don't really care for. But I wanted to have 8 guns on here, so this is what I did. So 6.5, yeah, 3.9. So the auto beams are what I like, and then these non-auto beams suck. They're just not fast enough. So my goal for this ship is I need to get to that next level in piloting so that I can have more beam options, because there's like there's a step up and a step up and a step up of beam guns, and I'm just going to do auto beams. But you can only do basically 4 of any type of beam gun. There are some that you can only do 3 because they require more power. And so, anyway, so I do beam guns, and then I put in a Stroud Eklund workshop. And that means I have a research station, an armor station, and a gun station. All I really want is a gun station, and a research station. The point of this being, instead of having to go either to God, what are these dorks called? Like Sarah. Here. 1 second. Thinking out loud. Oops. Yeah, instead of having to go to Constellation and use their workbenches in the basement, which just seems absolutely ridiculous to me, because then you got to carry all your supplies to do that, bring it over there, which you can't fast travel to do if you're over encumbered. It's absolutely useless. And then if you want to go build a base somewhere, you're going to glitch out the base. Just, I mean, my personal experience, unless they've fixed it or unless they're going to fix it soon, your whole base will just turn into a mess of all of a sudden the workstations aren't working, and then other glitches start to appear. So I don't mess around with that.
Got anything you need to offload?
I like having it right here on my ship. Let me just show you what I'm talking about real quick. And then if you need to, you can put extra storage on your ship. This is the only thing I really store on my ship.
I have things for you.
I kind of forgot to mention this earlier, but when I go loot a base or something, and now I've got a ton of loot on me, I go drop it in here. Like you can see, I've got a bunch of guns in here from looting the base and picking up the things that I pick up off of my enemies, which is their armor, their packs, their helmets, sometimes apparel by accident, and that's about it. Well, and heals, but I have that on me. I don't need to transfer anything that doesn't have weight. I don't have to transfer into here. And then I leave a handful of resources. Almost all of these will get used. Alkanes won't get used. Argon won't get used. Let's just jettison these. Chlorine. Yeah, I think that'll get used. Beryllium gets used. Anyway, so yeah, almost all of these will get used. Oops. That one. Once you've done this enough times, you might actually be able to, I have it memorized which one of these things can be used in gun making and which will never get used, like water. Never going to happen. So I keep some of those on my ship. And that way I can go buy them. I'll go to Neon, buy all the resources I need, and then I can come right here to my weapons workbench and do my modifications right here on my ship. Or come over here and do my research that leads to me being able to do weapons modifications, because you have to do it here first to unlock. I'll show you this real quick, I guess. So you got to unlock all this stuff. And this is blocked because I don't have. I'll show you. Because I don't have the skill for it in science, weapon engineering. Once I start putting points into that, I'll be able to unlock the stuff, and then I'll be able to come over here and build the stuff. Okay. So that's why. That's why.
Can we skip the local?
You're not supposed to be following me, Sarah.
Agrees with my style.
And that's why I put that extra section on my ship.
Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem.
So here's what I normally do, is you're going to run into a thing where eventually you're going to be overweight. These guys just happen to sell these feet, so I can do more of these feet easily. Sometimes you have to get creative and use different landing gear, but what's eventually going to happen is we're going to raise the weight of the ship a lot by putting either extra engines or bigger engines. Let's see, these are really good, the little white dwarf ones. So I'll explain that in a second. So here's the stock. Here are the stock engines you start with. 10 grand thrust and 1700 maneuverability. So look down in the bottom right corner where it says mobility. Here, I'm going to put it so that the engine is just above the word mobility, so the tip of the engine there. Mobility is what you really need for like space battle, and top speed is handy too. And then obviously your jump range to the left of mobility is just for jumping. So watch, as I delete these, my jump range will go up, my mobility will go up. I think, depending on the scenario here. Okay, so my mobility went up. The lighter you are, the better, or the less work your grav drive has to do. But so anyway, what we're eventually going to work toward is having the least amount of landing gear that we can have to support the most amount of weapons and the most amount of power. So eventually we're going to get up to like 35 or 36 or 40 reactor power. And then we're going to want to have auto beam guns. If you have even 8 auto beam guns and enough power to like half power them, you can just melt a ship in a few seconds. That's what I prefer to do. Late game on my playthrough where I was doing New Game Plus, and I did it 6 times, I actually ran into the hardest space battle where they're just so overpowered I actually had to turn it down to very easy. I didn't have to turn it all the way down to very easy, but I couldn't do it on very hard. So even with 12 cannons, very well powered, I could melt ships fast enough to beat that one mission. So, oh yeah, let's talk about these engines real quick. So, maneuvering thrust. Anyway, you can figure that out for yourself, but you can see how the maneuvering thrust, which is what really affects, obviously, your ability to maneuver. That's what you want. So let's see. So we put 2 of these guys on here. My mobility is 64. We put 2 of these guys on here. My mobility is 100, and 100 is max. So just that little difference makes a huge difference. Again, I probably sound like a total jackass right now. I'm not a big ship builder. I just make things that destroy things. And I like being able to do my workshops on my ship. So that's, my super fluffy, pointless ship building thing that I've added to this. Eventually you'll get shields too that are... No, I'm just gonna stop myself there. I don't know how to explain this. All right, you guys. Well, good luck in Starfield. I hope I gave you everything that you needed to know to get started. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you would like me to cover so that I can make sure that you're ready to go on Starfield Adventure with no little hiccups or anything. That's my goal here. All right, you guys. Well, y'all have a good one. Good luck.